The first map is Tarmac. Alright, let's start this formally. Let's go. So today is the King of the Hill tournament, which is still carrying on. It's been a while since our last match, with the Agile's team defending the throne currently. Teams consist of the Kings currently, with Glub, Randall, otherwise known as Vamp Neko, Agile, Chaos, and Rain. And NRA, which I think is Nevermore's something.
Revolutionary Army, I believe?
Yeah, Revolutionary. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here, Sai. Consisting of Fire Commander, Producer, Nevermore, Latin Foxy, and Zuni, who's the captain. Actually, my two former teammates from the tournament, Fire Commander and Nevermore. And the other team has two Finns on it. Newer player called Chaos, who's pretty good. I think Agile's the current standing captain for it. Generally it's pretty old players mostly. Be live shortly, I think. And the map is Tarmac for a 5v5 setup, which is one of my favourite maps, I'd say. Probably one of the most popular maps alongside Rise and Tarmac.
It's definitely a staple. I'm gonna call it now. Most likely you're gonna see a good bit of SRSing going on.
With Rain and Agile.
Rain and Agile.
If they get to Lieutenant, that would probably be pretty likely. As far as class setups go, I've not often seen Chaos using anything other than Recon.
Chaos, I would... what I know of Chaos, I would expect him to play support.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see what he does, yeah.
Well, the thing I'm excited for is to see Vamp using the ZR Long. He's got to use the ZR Long.
He has to.
Because that would be so good. The best gun in the game. For the NSF over Jinrai. And I think once Latin Foxy has installed Mumble, we'll be getting going. Let's do a rundown of the players and in the meantime. So on Nevermore's Revolutionary Army, you've got the captain himself, Nevermore Lieutenant. Pretty strong support player, like semi-finalist in the tournament alongside me and Fire Commander, who's also on his team. Fire Commander being mostly an assault player with some amount of recon as well. I think because I was playing recon in the 3v3 tournament he played less, but I think in this match we'll see him play more recon. Zuni, who also helped put this team together quite heavily, is pretty much primarily an assault player, pretty sensible one, ZR silenced, assault, just usual sort of play. He doesn't play too regularly, but he's been around for a long time, so he has a pretty good grasp of the game and how it works. And then Latin Foxy, who's also been around for a while, and like Zuni hasn't been playing too often, but has a good grasp of the game. I think they play Recon primarily, I'm pretty sure, from what I've seen more recently at least. And then on the other team, just the Kings currently, their captain Agile, pretty much their community backbone for 2 years, 3 years, maybe more. Been playing regularly for so long, was a tester initially for the game. And his favourite class is Assault, probably favourite gun is SRS, just like Rain as well. Rain and Agile playing very similarly, except Rain differs in the fact that he also plays Recon as well. Agile is solely Assault. Vamp, Assault and Recon player again. There's no particularly support primed player in the Kings team, as far as I can see. Glub sometimes plays support, but not as heavily as Nevermore does.
What I've seen of Glub recently, I've only seen Glub play support recently, come to think of it. At least in my time playing, I don't think I've really seen him play Recon or Assault at all. Maybe on a rare occasion.
I seem to
He
recon a
always
lot.
seems to play support from what I've seen.
He's never
He's not
he's never
recently.
dedicated himself to a soul class, I don't think, as far as I've seen. Don't know what are these three doing? Just three guys inside of each other. This one.
Here we go. We are live.
Right,
Yes,
live.
we are.
NSF starting in the car park area, with the Adrenalite team starting on the tarmac.
Looks like NSF are running 3 assaults and 2 recons. And Jinrai are running 3 recons and 2 assaults.
That's interesting to see more recons on a team setup rather than assaults.
Indeed.
But there's been a rush straight into the basement to begin with. A recon also went down as already contact on the basement as Randall takes down Fart Commander. That's the first pick and he falls back straight away after that, probably trying to save his own skin now that they've got the number advantage. And currently, Fart Commander's in the hangar.
Got contact up on here. On the roof. More Lieutenant taking down Chaos.
Yeah, Nevermore's Lieutenant has pushed up into the server room.
Down into server.
Bam's taken a lot of damage in basement, so he's just holding back for now. And currently, none of the recons are pushing up particularly aggressively.
Rain's pushing up towards hangar right now.
He's going to peek into Fire Commander maybe, who... Oh no, Fire Commander's moved away. Oh no, he died in the basement. So it's just Producer now, currently. So now the NSF team have pushed up towards the Ghost at the tarmac. Glove's pushing down onto the tarmac currently.
He
Rain's
takes out Producer.
doing work in the hangar. And that's all them
First one
down.
going to NSF. The white.
Yeah, Rain, as soon as Rain picked up Zeta Silence then, and the kill feed was just filled with him getting kills then. Zeta Silence is so deadly for the recon once you've got it. It wasn't donated to him, he picked it off of an enemy, so we might see a donation to a strong recon. But already, Rain's got a G-scoped. Okay, Nevermore Lieutenant now choosing the support as his staple again. Seems to be no passive play on the tarmac, surprisingly, so far. With all teams pushing out of the tarmac, Jinrai and NSF so far. There's contacts in server room already as Producer throws out a grenade towards player in there.
Agile throwing a grenade into server room. Really working his way in there towards the Ghost.
Rain's using the
May bump
security
into
cam
Producer.
And
He takes
Agile's
out
taken down
Foxy.
Foxy at server room. But no push yet. They're in server room and fence currently, but there's no push up. Chaos is playing more passively. And Glove's been spotted on the sky bridge and falls back again. So the NSF team has pushed out onto the actual map now, but they're not pushing much further than server room. Contact down in the basement. Nevermore's been put down to 10 health. He's going to stay there now. And now there's a smoke on at server room. And Nevermore's wanting to peek out. He's got contacts, but he's not getting a headshot angle with the SRM.
Commander goes down. Oh! Shield goes down. A 1-on-2 situation here.
So it's just Rain on his own.
Vinny on the Ghost, Rain on his own on the roof. Looking down onto Zuni, takes him out.
Rain's putting mad work in now. If with
Rain is
Nevermore,
really
Nevermore playing support now, he could try and go for the Ghost.
looking up
but
towards
he's
the Ghost
already
now.
there.
Our engagement here.
Oh, Rain's not doing good for health.
Rain
Nevermore
looking
just
out
tanking
there.
the hits. But at this point with Nevermore only with 20 HP is not going to do much.
Right, I would say it's, yeah. Off isn't really consequential at this point anymore.
I think Rain's taking a passive position. He's going to try and force a tie, which will work in their favour with their 1-0 lead.
And honestly, don't really see what Nevermore can do about this at this point anymore.
If he pushes against him as a support, with that low
Have to
health,
get pretty
it's kinda
lucky.
redundant. In terms of health now, currently, Nevermore can sustain 2 shots from a Jeet Scoped, whereas Rain can only sustain 1 shot from a SRM.
Right, but
So
in Rain's
potentially,
position, he's undoubtedly going to get the jump on Nevermore if Nevermore pushes into him. There's no way he can really get the upper
with
hand
5
in
seconds left, he's going to go
terms of
into the
positioning.
parry. Nevermore could have used the Ghost then to maybe figure out his position, but was risky. If he did push him, yeah, as you said, the risk to have a 2-0 lead might have been a bit much. So going into the third round now? Yeah, into the third round.
Third round, yep.
Rain pushed out of his
Got
position then to try and get the after time frag, but couldn't find it.
4 corporals on NSF. Still all privates on Gemini.
Guess Agio's mumble's gone down. Okay, so we're now in the 5th round currently. And an NSF have a pretty heavy lead. The King's now currently leading. Vamp's pushed up aggressively, not to find Fart Commander again. Fart Commander's decided not to push against Vamp this time. But Vamp has no choice but to stay inside the basement. The tarmac too difficult to push onto at this position. The Ghost is currently in the hands of the NSF team as well. And there's 2 supports now on the Jinrai team, and Rain goes down to a producer playing support. Another number advantage is in NSF again, but it's been evened up by Fart Commander now, who's also pushing with support, but has been taken down by Agile waiting in the conference room. It's just Zuni, Ninja Foxy, and Producer left. They've got the number advantage now. Can they turn this around? It's just Agile and Chaos, I think. Yep. And the Ghost is currently in the hangar. Oh, perfect grenade then by Zuni onto Chaos, over the top into the courtyard from the tarmac. It's just Agile now crossing over Skybridge towards the Jinrai side of the map. Pushes out slowly. Will he get the pick on Zuni? Zuni knows that he's there now, he's being fired on. Zuni gets the frag on Agile. Is this going to be a comeback by the Jinrai team? It's 2 ZR longs now on the NSF team. Hello?
Hello.
Oh my god. Hey, okay, we're back. We have
Well then,
sound again. I don't know what's going on, dude. But currently, as it stands, Jinrai holding a comeback. Sorry about that major fucking freak out then, and everything
Jinrai,
was disconnected and unplugged.
guess you missed it, but Jinrai pulled a comeback through by stacking some supports up actually.
Yeah, I saw some of
And
that. It was
kept
just
that.
Mumble that just went out for me. But yeah,
Oh right, okay.
they made a comeback now using supports with Producer and Nevermore taking supports now, and in order to counter it, Globe has now chosen support as well. You need something to look through those smokes on
So is
the Jinrai
Chaos.
side, and so has Chaos. Yeah, you can't let a support go uncounted on one team.
Right now we have Jinrai at the player advantage. Juicer and Zuni against Glub. Just watching lower tarmac. Oh, Glob's coming up into Producer now. And Glub takes him out.
Gets the front with the G
It down to a one-on-one.
against an MX.
Uni with the oh, it's a tie! Oh.
That just working in the NSS favour. He pulls out just in time, but Azuni gets the after time frag going towards his overscore. And that currently working in the NSS favour.
Calling for a pause. The game will be continuing. And it looks like
So Zuni's subbed in for
Chaos
a
is
scope
AFK. No, he's
instead.
not. We've got Glub. Port pushing up towards Skywalk, throwing
And
a smoke
Zuni
down.
gets taken out by Azure almost immediately.
Mm.
Smoked up completely on the server room complex and Skybridge. Cannot see a thing apart from the assaults. This match is turning out to be really support centric. It's kind of unusual to see.
Yeah.
And smoke's going up, it makes it difficult to spectate the game, to be honest, with all this smoke up.
I would say that the support play in this game has been pretty aggressive as well, by support standards. People have been pushing into each other as supports quite a lot.
Yeah, the
And
concern,
taking ground of these smokes as opposed to just turtling with them.
concern normally while playing support is pushing out from the ghost, but...
Brain takes out Producer.
On map. There's no real concern for
2v4
that.
to NSF right now.
It's Chaos, Glub, Fart Commander, Rain and Nevermore still alive and Agile too. NSF holding strong against the pushes onto tarmac with the ghost being just behind them. And now we have two supports in the basement. Nevermore
Else is going to be
peeks.
meeting them both in the face.
And there's two supports on each side here. They throw a smoke up in an attempt to back them away, but that won't dissuade the supports on the other side. He peeks in, but he's looking the wrong way and gets taken down by Nevermore, who looped right back to the windows right next to him. Nevermore showing his pretty well-versed support play there, even against other support players.
Chaos has resorted to the Kyler. See if he makes anything happen with this.
Yeah, with the wrong gun select, he's been using the M41, not a particularly strong weapon. Kyler probably doing more damage per shot than the M41. Now there's contact. Just about.
Ooh.
He's not checking his size. They both push up onto tarmac. Chaos
Oh,
takes
he
out
takes
one with
out
the
one with the
Kyler,
Kyler.
and above him he jumps down. And Fire Commander takes out Chaos. That was a pretty
valiant
good effort then with the Kyler. But NSF still gets the win with Azure and Rain playing support, sprightly moving around the map with Fire Commander not able to keep up. And Rain gets the after round frag on Fire Commander with the MX.
Looks like Zuni's selected the correct gun this time. Good start for Jinrai. I think we have
It's only
4 MXs on NSF, it looks like. And of course the ZR Long of Randall Vamp Neko.
yeah, Vam Neko's pushing into the basement though. Unusual choice for using the ZL Long. He's been playing the basement most of the match, but there's no one here to contest him once again. But a det has been placed right in front of him, so he can't push up onto the Ghost right now. Ninja Foxy up there with the MX as recon. They've been switching weapons on the Jinrai team. And once again, heavy smokes all around the map.
Yes.
And Ashur gets a frag on Nevermore on Skybridge. Support's main weakness is the assault grenade, considering the smoke won't really protect you from that. And Glove's now got contacts in the hangar. And Rain gets the frag.
Playing a very offensive kind of role on the roof this entire game.
Ashur's pushing up Skybridge now. And Lightning Foxy pushed back up into the hangar and takes out Rain. He's now still got an MX. Best of support, this is his best weapon that he could use as well. Chaos still on the roof, gets the frag. And Agile as well, he's pushed up behind them as a pincer movement. Yeah, Jinrai were caught out in hangar then. They had no place to go with Agile pushing up through Skybridge as well.
Oh, we've got the SRS.
Yeah, Rain's now got an SRS, and so has Agile, I think. Yeah, both Rain and Agile, as predicted, picked up SRSs.
And that tarmac spawn.
Yeah, are really working in their favour. And they've got a close go, so they can be playing defensively. Currently with 2 SRSs, NSF are in a really good position, even with the lead.
Surprisingly, we've got 3 defensive positions coming out.
And the first pick goes to the MX, with Zuni now on 7 HP, but he takes out Chaos by throwing a grenade in his vague direction.
Rain playing very aggressively, actually. That SRS right now.
Yeah, Rain does that quite often.
Spotted someone going up onto the security camera in car park. He wants that kill.
He's peeking
I think
now.
he's seen them go off to the right though.
Yeah, they're staying safe next to the car. Fire Commander doesn't want to get picked off by the SRS. He peeks out now, and Rain's already gone. But he tries getting the shot on him. Zuni pushes into hangar and also gets taken out by Agile's SRS. Rain's down to 35 HP from Fire Commander Sori's peak. And Bam goes down to Lightning Fox's det pack. Both the
Agile
SRSs
moving
now,
along.
Yeah, both
Take
SRSs
the basement control here. And Foxy is going to be running into him pretty soon at this rate.
Will he peek?
He peeks around the corner and oh! Ooh, did he legs him?
Yeah, he legged him with the SRS, not killing him straight away. And Rain jumps down behind him, also with the SRS. It's an SRS battle on the tarmac right now. Oh, and Globe intervenes.
Ninja Foxy.
Yeah, with the support. Playing pretty passively as compared to the Jinrai supports. Fire Commander's stranded in spawn. Nevermore is now making a play.
We're 2-on-2 right now, but in terms of raw numbers, Jinrai has the health advantage.
Yep, Rain's
Rain
on
are only
pretty low
35 HP.
Could almost say it was a pretty risky choice actually, in hindsight, picking an SRS when going against such a support-centric team.
Yeah, I have a feeling
effective.
it wasn't completely thought out.
Nevermore's pushed up pretty aggressively. He gets a spot on someone on Globe. It's support versus support in the hangar right now. Nevermore takes heavy damage. Globe taking less so. Globe actually doing better with the...
Rain's going to be there ready for when Nevermore pushes out. Will the smoke protect him?
Nevermore pushes out.
He's waiting for...
Nevermore gets a crazy shot on Rain across from the hangar onto the tarmac, out sniping with an
Rain
MX.
didn't even fire.
That was nuts from Nevermore then.
Yeah.
Just
So we
Glub on
now
his own. Jinrai wins with a number advantage. That was an insane shot by Nevermore then across then.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was not expecting him to win that engagement at all. I thought it was just Reigns. Not sure why Rain took so long to react though. Seemed to hesitate for some reason.
Alright, the support players now calm down on both teams, I'm pretty sure. Only Nevermore playing, although now the NSF team has two supports once again, Chaos and Glub.
And taking that position on the roof.
Nothing currently. Agile pushes up with the AA into server room, takes down Zuni. Throws the grenade up into Skybridge, but it nets him a kill up there as
Ooh.
well.
Nice grenade from Agile. Rain falling back down towards fence. NSF understandably playing pretty passively.
Yeah, Chaos has now got the ghost now calling probably out to his teammates the current positions of the enemy. But with the tarmac
Producer
control, they can play
pushing
pretty...
up towards Skywalk.
Oh yeah, Producer's doing a pretty aggressive punch.
He's gonna bump into someone.
Throws a grenade at Chaos, but it goes over the roof onto the other side and doesn't quite kill him.
It's like Rain and Chaos are gonna be converging on him.
Rain takes him out, jumps across onto
Nice
the other
shot
roof.
from Rain.
Headshot. Night Foxy falling back towards the Skybridge. He's running up now.
Have another 1v5 situation.
Rain's chasing him currently, but oh my god!
Ooh, Rain.
The flick shot then and the quick switch straight after, he was ready to go for another shot and just destroys Lightning Foxy then with the SRS. The best shotgun. That was nuts. And that's, yeah, that final kill. Round goes to the Kings defending the throne. That shot was
It's
nuts
GG.
by Rain. Rain put in crazy work that match.
Got a shot to close the game out.
And that's it, yeah, GG. The Kings still staying on the throne. And Nevermore's Revolutionary Army dejected to go back. They could try for a rematch anytime pretty much.
Yeah, indeed.
But yeah, pretty strong play there by NSF, especially like by Rain. Rain was putting
Rain
in...
was MVP.
Yeah, he was really good.
Rain
Yeah,
was
we
showing
said-
what he's known for.
I think
Rain
we
has
have
been-
to, I don't think we have to comment on that Rain is playing good because I think we all acknowledge that Rain always plays good, except when he's drinking.
Rain has been practicing for the entire day today. I was playing with him on pub earlier.
Yeah, he's
I
only
was playing
playing
one
two...
today and I killed him like 4 times. I don't think, well, I don't know if he was practicing, I thought he was high.
But yeah, so that was pretty, I don't know if decisive, because Jinrai tried making a pretty strong comeback. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they got a couple rounds in a row, didn't they?
Should we head into the Jinrai channel with the other team and see what they have to say? Let's do that.
Overcamped a little bit because they were really defensive, but like my style of play really wasn't the right way for like half of it.
I think they
mean,
really
like,
need to contact Idol to host the narration for this tournament coming up.
like every time I'd rush, though, Randall would kill me because he was the other recon, and like he'd survive with like 18 HP or you know like something along the lines of that, and it's like usually those trades usually end up with him surviving anyway. Because after that, he just goes back to where his team was.
Sound, horrible sound.
Yeah,
Red
right.
Bob.
It's Rake Bob. I don't know what's the
Is it
whiny
me?
sound.
Do you mind,
Yeah.
do
Oh, wait, sorry.
Halcyon and
Let
Rake
me-
mind
I'll
leaving
go.
for a little bit?
Yeah,
Since,
I'll
they were-
mute myself. Let me just mute.
How many people were watching?
There was about 40 people.
Yeah,
to
that's
begin
for
with.
it, but the stream is lagging a lot, so much people left.
Yeah,
I think we should
think-
switch to hitbox for the next time.
Well, I think that's because when I did use the stream, I used to have pretty good connection. But
No, but I
moved
get the
since-
I get the same thing when I stream on Twitch.
All right. It's lower priority, isn't it? Considering.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Is that any better?
hitbox doesn't lag at all.
Rekpop, the noise that you're making comes every now and then. It's a airstrike siren that I keep referring all the time. I don't know what it is. It's mechanical.
What the balls is that? I don't hear nothing. I don't know what that is.
Well,
Do you think it
in
should
any
be
case,
possible? I have a question. I have a proposal. Do you think it should be possible to do a 4v4 King of the Hill match too? Just, you know, in case someone needs to go.
I would have to find the unfair
Well, it's
decision of
easier,
who
I
should we
think.
kick.
It's better to just find a replacement. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, the rules
Yeah.
say that you only need 3 of the original members for it to be valid, so it's pretty easy to swap people out.
yeah.
Guys, can you tell me the next time I do that mechanical thing? Just tell me. I just want to know.
Alright.
Are you using push to talk, Greg Bob?
No, I'm just talking from,
No,
voice.
that's a
the
requirement here.
problem, then.
Push to talk is a requirement of
as
this
a
mumble.
replacement?
Yeah, let's find a replacement. Alright, hang on.
It's happening.
Okay, Rekpop, let's hop. Rekpop, let's hop to Counter-Strike or somewhere.
Yeah,
Or
alright.
Peasantry. Peasantry is free.
Just switch
Alright,
to
alright.
push to talk. That's all you have to do. Switch to push to
No,
talk.
no.
Push to talk is a requirement on this mumble, you know that, right?
I'm not
So-
letting the peasantry apart.
A requirement if it causes problems.
Hey, we have all the players we need. We got Chaos, Ninja, Fart, Nevermore, Randall, Agile, Prod, Glove, me, and
What?
Rain.
I thought producer was leaving.
Yeah, I'm going to leave.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's a good game though. Well done, guys.
Soft would be ready in about 15 minutes, but that's quite long, I think.
Yeah.
Alright,
should
should we
keep
talk
searching.
about the match which just happened now that we're past all that at the mic? So, I guess I spoke a little towards the NSF team, the current Kings. What do you think of the match, Jinrai? Nevermore's team?
Well, I'm just happy we didn't get steamrolled or anything, considering I didn't warm up, which I should have.
Yeah, like there wasn't... It looked like to begin with there might have been a bit of a steamroll, but then...
Tight suits, and that's how it felt.
Yeah, exactly. We were
It was
all
very
just,
interesting
like,
to
big old-
watch.
We were big old like refrigerators with legs and guns shooting.
That is quite a way to put it, but that
I
worked.
think we adapted pretty quick. I mean, when we saw you go to supports, we got two of our own, and like I put them where all of the smokes are coming. So
Well, once we loosen up our supports, though, we seen like 3 or 4 supports in the enemy team. Well, we only had, I think, 1 or 2 at that time. It was quite...
I think we had 2 at most.
yeah, we only had 2.
Because I heard 5 or 6 smokes at that one point, I was like, oh, okay, that's a problem. We switched back to other classes, and now they have all support. Gotta figure out something right there.
And like considering it was so support centric, it wasn't particularly surprising to see that when both Agile and Rain picked the SRS, they weren't hugely effective to begin with, because they were having to fight against supports, and the SRS that isn't its strong point particularly. So Agile, you switched out to the AA obviously, and Rain decided to persistently play with the SRS, which worked out for him in the end.
Yeah, he got me pretty good when I was entering Skybridge from their side, and he shot me from our tarmac. I just kind of sat there being like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I should have totally thinking of that, and I didn't, and I kind of felt dumb because I didn't realize they had lieutenant status already.
Yeah. Well, when that AA-13 got me, in server, I immediately knew at that point that they had a lieutenant, and I didn't know because the fact was, even though they won, it wasn't like any of the high lieutenants were alive or any of the high officers were alive.
Yeah.
The biggest problem just in this kind of game is like, if you do not keep track of points, it can bite your ass. And it happens so fast in these kind of matches because your rounds can be shorter with a slow amount of players in each team, that they might reach a rank faster than you might think. That's just what threw me off guard there.
Yeah.
Rain got completely
think
shut
really
down in the first round, and with the SRS that he had though, by Nevermore. Nevermore did really strongly as support then, and like didn't allow Rain much with the SRS, actually fragging him across tarmac with an MX. That was really nuts. Like,
Well, even though we had Nevermore, we still lost, and I think the reason why we lost was because Latin Foxy had like 300 ping. I mean, you know, it's I mean, he's South American.
Recon with 300 ping too. That's another thing.
He messed me up like a couple times by like jumping through me and warping.
Yeah, That's the thing though, when you're recon with that ping, like I'm trying to say, like it gives you like hyper armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lag can also be a weapon, not only like a liability in that sense. Especially in this game, because there's no collision, it can be really deadly. It always gets me when somebody just walks through me or jumps through me, because I just lose orientation.
Yeah, that's too. I kind of wish that hit detect, like touching people actually made you stop, but like that too would also kind of mess up the flow of the game too. I doubt the maps were designed around that too, because like you can make like walls of supports.
I imagine it like the recon does a cartwheel above you or something.
Yeah, you'd have to like have like a double jump for the recon then, yeah.
You know, this makes me... I forgot. Never mind.
Sorry.
But the
Oh, yeah,
pause, the
I remember
pause threw
again.
me off. Zuni, what
Yeah,
was
that
that?
What?
Zuni.
The silenced muscle can
I-
pause. Called for a pause. What the hell?
I
Can't call for a
pause.
pause when you pick
Dude,
the wrong
what?
gun. That is the lamest thing I've ever heard.
That's so funny,
Dude, it
man.
sucked. I was like off by like 5 pixels.
Well, I've told him afterwards, a fault of a player does not really count as something you can reset the round with, because
No.
it's your
5
mistake,
pixels.
and not like any kind of glitch or
Well, I
error in the
also
system
wanted
causing that.
Okay, let me be honest here. I also wanted to ask whether or not bunny hopping was in fact allowed or not. I've been doing it
What?
the entire match.
Why would
What?
that be in
It's-
question?
Recon.
Did you
bunny
watch
hopping
any
is
of the
like-
tournament before? Like any of, of course it's allowed.
Yes.
I don't know as an assault you're allowed to b-hop or not. I don't know.
You can do
It's-
that.
it's
whenever.
allowed.
What about
It's part of the
jiggle
meta
walking?
now.
The only thing
like-
that's frowned upon is doing it with the ghost, but
Yeah.
that's still an open question. We haven't decided for the tournament yet.
Especially, yeah, considering like with current meta standing now, the assault like pretty commonly bunny hops. Recon has always done so, and even now support pace has been like upped a little bit by people getting their head around support hopping. It might seem like that ghost hopping might even be introduced, like less frowned upon now that the game's pace has been stepped up so quickly.
Yeah.
In
What do
a
you
way,
mean the
yeah.
game's pace has been stepped up?
Well, before
just- I don't
people
think
less
the pace-
commonly bunny hopped, it was only recon. Like fast movement was like exclusive to recon. It used to be at least. No one really bunny hopped with support or assault, but now both those classes are also speeding up in pace, with people getting their heads around them. So yeah, that's how the general pace of the game has been speeding up. Like 2 years
Yeah.
ago, you wouldn't have seen that at all. You would have seen maybe a few recon players bunny hopping in a match, with everyone else playing pretty standard
Maybe-
pace gameplay.
Maybe it's just players
Well,
putting more pressure on each other. You know,
actually,
more players, more pressure.
To be honest, 2 years ago, there already was like, it wasn't directly bunny hopping, but it was strafe jumping downstairs or wiggle walking up the pace for certain classes. So it was already developing back then. Just
Yeah,
that
people learned from dystopia, basically.
Well, it was
not
like-
only
all
that,
those
but
cool
there's
moves.
also the thing like back with the first few supports trying to bunny hop, people weren't sure if they would allow that or not, or if it's something
Yeah, that was the
shouldn't
main
be done.
problem. Like it was always doable, obviously, but like it was
Yeah.
really frowned upon. Like assault bunny hopping was like bannable on some servers, and like even before recon as well could have got.
Well, it
banned.
was a bit of a problem in the first version, the first release. There was no slowdown after landing,
Oh
so
my
people
God.
could bunny up like crazy, and we saw a bunch of supports. Like there was no cap on the fire rate or the Mosok either, so
Mhm.
people picked that bunny jump and killed everyone. So then they nerfed that. But I think it's fine now. I don't see a problem with people
Yeah, the bunny hopping is good. I just don't think
Cap,
that,
cap.
I think that ghost hopping would speed it up a little bit too much.
Yeah, on the other hand though, it would put a lot more focus on the ghost, because right
Yeah, it would.
in
It
this
would
game,
make
for
it
example,
more
we
high
didn't get any
stakes.
ghost caps.
Because yeah, it does go. Yeah, it's really like anybody
Come on,
who
Glub.
joins like a public like match realizes, holy shit, or like when they're a noob, they think the ghost is like absolutely useless, and you should just sit there and.
And they'd be right.
Yeah.
In some ways, yeah, it's like the ghost. It could make you less slow when you have it. It could,
There's-
there could quicken. I mean, like there could have been a little bit of different balancing with
It's
that.
it's the only
like,
sensible
make
thing to
it-
do because there's no attack and defend rules and it's a round strategy
Yeah.
game. So of course people are going to play map control more than the Ghost. And
Yeah. And
that's
also just having
that's the
a good
developer's
gun-
fault more than anything.
Yeah.
Like people tried to tell them this and they were arrogant about it.
I know.
If
they
you
always
just-
are.
I remember reading the forums like, and
Like, I'm not trying to defend it hella, like, because I do see, like, there's a couple things about the Capture the Ghost game mode that are pretty off. But, like, I just think that, you know, on the subject of just, you know, ghost hopping, I think that if they just made you a little bit, you know, like, either the same walking pace or you know, not super slow when you have the ghost, then maybe that would help quicken that up a little bit and help, you know, ghost carriers escape a little bit better.
Yeah, like if people can like freely move how they want with the Ghost, you might see it used
Yeah.
a lot more.
Yeah, I think so.
I think a problem might be, like, I mean, a big question would be really, would ghost hopping speed the game up overall, or would it slow it down?
If you want to speed the game up, the thing you gotta do is swap the two, or swap the sideness of the recovery points. If you instead of now going for the ghost and bringing it back to spawn, what people do is instead of doing that, they avoid the ghost because they need the map control.
Yeah.
And they need the map control because it's just team deathmatch. And if you swap the points, you instead of having to push through enemy territory, you actually have to battle over the ghost itself. You don't have to battle over territory, and that's what the game is right now.
What about
Then you'd
maps?
have to-
Ghost is really close to one counter.
Yeah, you'd have to
it would just
put
break
the
half
Ghost
the
in the
maps.
exact middle.
Yeah, that would break half the maps, but then you would have to disable some of them, or disable the spawn points of the ghost. That's really the only solution.
I think
If you want to make it work.
I think going back to Side's like question of would it speed up or slow down, if we're keeping it in the context of like 5v5 competitive play, I don't think it would necessarily slow down. Say for example you were to get the close ghost on tarmac, where it's on the tarmac right next to the ghost cap zone, and a recon could easily run him over the roofs onto the ghost and carry on with it in his hands to the cap zone. You have no choice then but to either put a det on it or pick it up, and I think like it will speed up the pace of matches, and it will also make the ghost be used more. I don't think it will slow it down necessarily in a competitive context, because I think people will then want to pick up the ghost to stop it from being capped so easily.
Yeah.
So I think it will probably be a good thing. Maybe in pub play, in that context, it might slow it down, like people just sticking around the ghost to make sure people don't hop into it.
I think it should be more like people should know about it more as a concept too before like people start doing it more often, like in the public matches, because you know a lot of people will be like, oh my god, why did he just cap so fast, oh my gosh, you know, they want
Yeah,
to
that's
like
happened a lot.
how
I've
it even
seen
works.
that happen
Yeah.
a lot when people have hopped the ghost.
Having interesting, like, images in my head of how ghost hopping could work out in one way,
Yeah, I do
maybe.
too. It's really cool,
I mean-
like the theories like you could make out of this game.
I'm imagining how, like, for example, one team gets a close ghost,
Here,
and like, what if this team decided, okay, let's, the very start of the round, just immediately hop the ghost towards the other team, and then drop it off and hop around back again just to get it out there a bit. And then the other team flies out and grabs the ghost and tries to put it back again, and it kind of becomes almost a sort of ball game of Ghost in a way,
That sounds
as well
fun.
as the fact that we're playing the game regularly. Like, I think this could be really interesting to see
well,
if it develops in this way. Like,
Yeah, and teams would have like a dedicated Ghost Hopper. You'd have to assign
Yeah.
one pin person.
the
who's really
game
good at
sounds like
hopping.
it would almost turn out into like a ball game with the Ghost or something.
Yeah, it could like completely change how the game is played, which it wouldn't be a bad thing at all, considering the game is pretty fucking old.
I mean,
Anything to
here's
freshen it up,
what I was
really.
Here's what I was thinking about. I mean, it's never too late for the mapping community to step up and start something, because you could always focus a map on that kind of aspect. You could have a ghost hopping kind of map, which is, I don't know, it gives you the opportunity like counter ghost hopping in a way, but also be able to do it without, I how do I put this? Breaking the game. I mean, there was a point mentioned that the cap point should be in your spawn, and the ghost should be in the middle to fight over it. Now just imagine, like, there's several recons trying to hop it back. That means they would end up fighting over it first in the center, and that would make it really interesting. And there would be tactics you could develop at this point. For example, that one guy just sneaks out with a ghost while everybody's occupied fighting each other over it, or something like that of the likes. I don't know, it just...
I think it would be too hard to recapture the ghost, so to speak, if the capsules were in your spawn.
And that's where map design comes in.
If there's...
Just imagine, just imagine it is a pit that you go into.
That would be a really boring map.
Well, just imagine it like the ghost is in the lower spot and you have to go back up to cap it somewhere. That means you will have to jump down. Yet the map is open enough for you to ghost hop to gain some speed, but not enough to just like get out of range, you know.